Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of ShipShape. This week I reached out to the UK and got some information on some of the modules they're working on for the Retaliator. We're going to be talking about the living area, the cargo module, and the dropship. Now the first image we have here to show you today is of the living module. This was done by Peter Wilkes, one of our artists in the UK. This is where the crew is going to spend a lot of their leisure time. Think of it as kind of the living room. Now, when we reached out to Peter to find out what it was like to build out this room, he said that one of the major challenges is that in the layout of the ship, there's not a lot of space between the room on top of it. That's why he struggled a little bit with the ceiling space. You'll notice there's kind of a dip, and he had to spend a lot of time making sure that all of the detailing fit the space appropriately, that the table was sized appropriately. The next step after this was changing some of the details to match the rest of the ship. For example, you can see this in the general aesthetic of some of the detailing in the ceiling, and you can also see it in the decals and signage in the room, which were updated to make sure that they matched the rest of the ship. Overall, Peter was really excited to work on the living module for the Retaliator because he's a big fan of the ship's aesthetic, and was really excited for the opportunity to work on it. The next image we have here is the cargo storage room. This was done by Ian Stewart, also an artist in the UK. It's a fairly simple room. In this image, we don't have any crates to show spacing, but he really enjoyed working on it because he got to flesh out a lot of the detail in the sides of the room to make it really look like a cargo space and to make it his own. The third module we have to show you guys today is the dropship module, and this was also worked on by Ian Stewart over in the UK. This is the room where troops gather before they're deployed out into space or out into battle. Now, one of the challenges with this module was fitting 12 troops in what is supposed to be a very tight, compact area for deployment. But we had a plan. We spent a lot of time whiteboxing this room to make sure everyone fit into their appropriate spaces in a way that made sense and could still maneuver around the room. After that, we just focused on each small section until the room started to come together. And as you saw earlier with the cargo module, we also had to make some small aesthetic changes to the room to make sure it really seemed at home inside of the Retaliator. And again, you can see this in a lot of the detailing and text around the module. And Ian actually said that this was one of his favorite rooms that he's worked on so far because he felt so accomplished after it all came together. Now, of course, this is all still work in progress, but we were really eager to show you guys what we had so far on the Retaliator modules. That's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in. Back to you guys.